Hello, sovereign souls. And why do I say sovereign? Anyone take a guess? Because there's nothing outside of you that controls you. Right? You take your power back, right? We're getting to the bottom of my candle here. Makes it a bit hard to light. And then of course it snuffs itself out pretty quick. Come on. Maybe that's a sign of us, eh? We could snuff ourselves out pretty quick. Without even really realising it. Yeah, that's not going to happen, I don't think. It will do if I persist. Life, isn't it all about persistence? Persist. This one's definitely scraping the barrel. Maybe you're scraping the barrel. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to light those. There's actually 2 wicks in here. I can't even use the other one. So maybe you've got that low, that the wax is that low, metaphorically, that there's not even enough strength to light the other one, which is only about that far apart. Yeah, it's even that one snuffed itself out. So that's that. Come on. Come on. I need one of those long handle ones, which I think is actually in the house. There we go. No, I'm not giving up. Maybe you need to not give up. Get to the end of the barrel, right? The resources can feel low, or am I gonna get it? How long's it taken so far? 2 minutes. Sorry guys. 2 minutes. Yay! Celebrate with me. Okay, it's gonna stay there now, so you can see it, just because it's... Just leave that one there. We'll get rid of that one. So, what's been going through my head? Oh, now I've saved on my playlist under truths, not untruths, which I said in another video. Relearning truths. Actually, my son interests me because he was going through a bit of a rough patch, because it's pretty much been the anniversary of my husband's birthday, and it always seems to trigger him. And so I just have to allow him to purge and do it in his way, and he's a teenager, so but he actually brought himself into here while I was in bed, and he came to me, he goes, you know, son, you know, ever the devil's advocate, he goes, well, I do believe in your pendant thing, Mum. I was like, oh yeah. They're ever honest, aren't they, kids? But yeah, maybe, you know, my son, you know, after he's had it pretty tough, in the sense that, you know, he was only 9 when my husband passed, so now he's into teenagers, you know, he particularly purged last year, but not this year as well, but to a lesser degree. And you know, I find the system quite cruel, because people are like, oh, you know, get them to school, right? You know, like, it's like, hang on a minute, there's something going on a bit deeper that you know, you might be cold and callous not to see. And you know, I'm grateful that I'm a mother that, you know, goes with the flow of that energy, and you know, don't fight it, don't force it, because if you resist your child, it persists, kind of like it can end up in a negative loop, and that's not what we want to achieve. We want to empower them as sovereign souls. Maybe that was the whole point of me saying that. You know, these children need to be taught how to be able to deal with their own emotions. And, you know, and the biggest thing for my son is the fact that he was, you know, growing up, I had my father out from the UK for 6 months at a time. And then he'd leave for 6 months because he could only be in for that long as a visitor. And he'd do that every year for years, you know, all while my children were little. And my dad's saying was always, "I'll give me the child till they're 7 and I'll give you the adult." So that's the philosophy my dad, and my dad always connects, I suppose, because my dad's actually quite a mentalist. He's quite a light, really. I've always been quite a bit in my head in thoughts. In fact, I was labelled airy fairy. And ironically, that came to mind, and I was like, oh, I almost feel like I'm connecting with the elements of the the fairies, you know, like it's like a light, you know, I almost think that it's just a dimension that is just of a lighter, freer, you know, you're literally free to float around. And I think that's the realm where I'm in my most element, if I'm honest. 3D reality can it comes from within me if I want to experience that. It's not come to me to experience it, if that makes sense. Anyway, where was I going with all this? Yeah, so my son, and then of course we shifted from that island, and actually I had my brother and his wife there for a few years too, and built a solid relationship when they were really, really little. And it was a huge thing for us to move islands. And then with that, I think my mum and dad aging, they couldn't, obviously, in the UK, and my brother took the step to go back to the UK to support them, which I'm eternally grateful to him for, as they're aging. But the effects of Dylan is, even though we've been to the UK for a visit and he likes all the family around, but still a very much feeling of we're meant to be in New Zealand. And, you know, sometimes our life choices or what our soul is calling us to do isn't easy. You know, people think that enlightenment is going to be great and it's like the path of just bliss all the time. Well, I think that's a bit of a fallacy, to be fair. I think I think that even my steps, you know, that was really quite, you know, coming from quite a solid family. You know, I didn't have any abusive families when I was growing up. I was brought up on a farm and had it quite good, really. I can't say that all the humans were where I needed them to be for me, but that again has been part of my own going within to be who I am today, right? And though it's brought disappointments, it's brought an understanding and who I want to embody to help others. And first and foremost, it has to be to help me, right? And we've learned we have to look after ourselves first. And the whole idea of this channel is basically to show my journey, and then also to share it, because what's the point in being an island, right? Because there's not many that I can connect with of my past or present friends. I've got the odd one, but that I can really let myself be. I'm almost holding myself back, you know, to fit in. And well, I don't fit in. I've never fitted in. and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't, and I was watching Bridgerton. I've already done 10 minutes, I'm sorry, this is obviously meant to be, but if you keep going till the end, because there's always something. I was watching Bridgerton and I was like, holy moly, I'm grateful that there's something that, you know, shows social conditioning, right? I mean, obviously that was back, you know, staged in that era of all those dresses and all the rest of it, and women, basically, it was like passing it on, right? Passing on the wealth of the, I don't know, the elite or something, I don't know. But yeah, and I really resonated actually with Penelope and her, you know, and yet really she was, you know, she was sneered and looked down on, but most of them have no idea that she's, you know, the woman that writes those things. And I'm thinking, you know, they'd be shocked, and maybe in time they'll be enamored, you know, but it's irrelevant. But you know, even, yeah, it's quite nice seeing the romance side of things, but definitely see Colin as like a twin flame. Oh dear. It's been, yeah, sort of resonated with me a little bit. Anyway, I don't know what else, Spirit. Where are we heading with this? I was talking about Dylan, wasn't I? Yeah. So I just, and then I was thinking about masculines and how toxic masculines are in comparison to a whole masculine, like a divine masculine that has a life path, but learns from it. And you could see with Colin, like, he was learning from it as he was going through the stages, and realized, you know, and then he stood up to those men, right, that were more in a toxic masculine, just using women, right, or just you could see a deeper meaning to life, and becoming more grounded within, and listening to his own heart, because his heart chakra was being blown apart, wasn't it? Let's face it. I mean, his heart was being, he was having those dreams of Penelope after they kissed, and he was in almost tormented soul, but not, well, it wasn't tormented soul, it was the healing of the soul, really, but it was the mind. It's the mind over the heart, isn't it? And I just thought, you know, it made me think about masculines, and I don't know, I you know, my own son, I just thought, I really want to encourage the masculines to be the full embodiment of themselves, right? And to not worry about social conditions, to follow when you've, you know, if you've sought a sign from divine and you've received it, it may take you a while to embody it. So be very patient with yourself, right? Go and watch Christina Lopes. I've just put it on my playlist of truths about how it affects the body and how important our body is with the spiritual awakening, with the enlightenment. And I've watched Christina Lopes for years on and off, but you know, any free content like that, you know, go and watch it and let it sink in, because I know all the trauma that I've been through. I've had to be very careful of my nervous system, and I've had to try and keep it in a parasympathetic nervous system so that you can heal. She was talking about the fascia too, which, because I've been going to the gym, I had a, you know, sort of an ache between my shoulders, whether it was caused by the gym or not, but I really felt the need of needing a ball in my back to kind of iron it out. And actually Christina Lopes had mentioned it, so I was really grateful to her for that. And I might even get myself just even just a piece of pipe, right, to roll my back, because that's where we can store some of our trauma. And I know for me, my neck and shoulders, with feeling like the weight on the world of me at different times in my life, even being in the system demands a lot from you. And it is my will that we would break free of that and become our own sovereign soul and create communities from that and make it local again, right? So the universe can come back, flood back in through heart consciousnesses of people. So we're all interconnected then. And people could say pipe dream, but I don't believe that, because it's about lighting. It's like, how much are you willing to not give up, okay? And how much can you stand by your convictions? It's 1556 I saw before. Back to your children. You're gonna, if you want to alleviate, if you want to, I don't know why I grabbed those. These are actually from messages from Divine Masculine. Maybe they want to say something. I'll just have a go, eh? What do Divine Masculines want to say to their Divine Feminines? Crown chakra. I'm really flying off the cuff today. Crown chakra. I'm dreaming of you. So it's true. Oh, Colin. Quite handy, isn't he? I feel alone. And it can be lonely for masculines when they're going through this process. It can be quite painful. And they can hardly know. And there's that cognitive dissonance, I think, in the body and the heart, mind, soul. Because, they've always been, masculines have always been so 3D grounded, right? And that we need that as airy fairy types. This is where twin souls are valuable, because they bring the balance, and you meet in the heart chakra. And, what's their strength is not necessarily your strength, but what your strength is not necessarily their strength, right? So that's how you bring them merging together. Yeah, airy fairy, look. Airy fairy, but air. So we've got the air, we've got the crown chakra, which I said before. So you've got the crown chakra here. Yeah, air is just the element, as an elemental. Air, water, fire, earth. I'm walking away from anything that no longer serves me. And this is part of their process. They're having to walk away. They're starting to see, maybe through your light, maybe for your airy fairiness, that actually there's a better way. You have helped me more than you know. I didn't read that before. I can't stop thinking about you. No, well, that's divinely orchestrated too, because let's face it, the feminines can't stop thinking about you either. Give me a few more of what the masculines would like to say to the Divine Feminine. I love your eyes. Eyes are the window to the soul. Yeah, I love your eyes. I'm about to end a tough cycle. Yay, masculines. Well done. Our paths will cross again. I'm healing the past. Wow, that's huge. Well done. Bravo. 20 minutes to get that message out it took. You are my truth. Should we do one more? We'll do one more round. Any more? Any more? Any more? I actually feel cool to grab my ones, because mine are actually that I just made up. Okay, one more. I'm further on my journey than you think. Awesome. Oh, nothing the Divine Feminine likes more than to hear that. Bear with a minute. Where are they? Here they go. These are one of my ones that I made up just as a... They're a bit saucy, a little bit. There were more thoughts that I was having, I think. Or the songs, sorry. There would have been songs that... yeah. There would have been songs and messages that I had thought. Separation is over. There's no such thing as separation, really. But there is a stage of healing and becoming more one with themselves. And the truth is, when they become one with themselves, they become one with you. It's beginning. Oh, really? Okay, it's love. 6, that reminds me of the 6 of Cups. So it's like reunion energy. Thank you for loving me unconditionally. My pleasure, masculines. Earth angel, will you be mine? My darling dear, love you all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Completion. We're talking about completion. I love you from the depth of my soul. Twin flames. Those numbers, mirroring numbers even. 13, 13, 11, 11, 4. Yeah. Ooh. Sexy as. What else? I think they find you fascinating. Well, when you're an airy fairy, you are pretty bloody fascinating, aren't you? No, we won't worry about those. Didn't feel it. I was kind of forcing it, wasn't I? So, there you go. What else? I want some abundance cards. Maybe there's going to be some abundance coming into your life, you know? Just sit with it, you know? Just sit with this energy. Like, even if you're in the doldrums and you're scraping the bloody barrel, right? And the wicks nearly feels like it's gone out. Don't give up. It's in that stage, actually, when there's transformation, and we can become impatient in that moment. I've had some good news today, I think. I won't share what it is, but it's gonna be, it's all good, huh? Right. Spirit. Oh man, I'm in a funny mood. It's great. It's nice to have light-hearted energy. We'll take those, yep. And to uplift. But I've had a few days of actually, having to be quite insular, and conserving. It's not all about airy-fairy, right? We're pretty grounded, and we can also have some moments where it's quite deep and painful for the body, thoughts, whatever, and you've got to breathe through it. So don't want you thinking that you're like this all the time, because I'm certainly not. Energetic clearing, we've had that before. So you masculines, and you might be clearing karma from your body too. You're mending your dream catcher here on this one, so your dreams can come in. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So if you're going through a recalibration and clearing out, just the biggest thing is acknowledge it, is be honest with yourself, and that's all you can ever be. Be honest with yourself. It's all about taking any reflection, anything you see on the outside, just take it all within. That is the key. Literally. That is the key. You don't need to follow me, right? But you're only looking at me. I'm not doing it for accolades or people following me. I'm genuinely doing it for people to, but there might be something in my story that you resonate with. And you're like brothers and sisters, soul brothers and sisters. I mean, shivers, I'd be certainly lacking in that. But does it mean that I want them all turning up at my door? No. I haven't got the energy for that. Not at the moment. You know, I have to be free like a butterfly. I have to be free in my spirit. You know, I need a lot of solitary time, actually. I actually need a lot of solitary time. I need to be able to go and clean my house. I need to be able to, you know, keep purging away, because you're not, you know, when you got to listen to your body every day. And then it brings ease. Here's ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Right. Make it easy for you to receive. But you only want to receive so it brings lightheartedness to you. You don't want to be bogged down, do you? I certainly don't. And you know, it's quite a responsibility on here anyway. Like, you know, I kind of go and my, you know, self-doubt could kick in and going, oh, well, who, you know, the old thing, who am I? Well, I am a daughter of a king. Like, you know, Jesus said, greater things will you do. But it's not because, it's because you want to see growth in the world. You want to see people heal. You want to see the embodiment of that in the external reality. You're sick of the judgment and I mean, it's so, even in Bridgerton, right? You know, the low vibe women, I don't resonate with them at all. I'm always like Penelope, bloody looking on them going, you know, you just like, can't be bothered with it. You know, and they look down on you. They're called alpha females. Really? But no. They don't have the wisdom within them. They have to control and manipulate. I can't be doing with women like that. I really can't. I've got no time for it at all. You'll see me walk out the back door, pretty much. If I sense anything, and this is the thing being an empath, you can walk into a room and you'll pick up on, you know, that I'm very sensitive to energy. So and it's not a bad thing. It's just that you'll feel, you know, people's energy, and most of it, you know, it's quite neutral. It's fine, right? But you know, even being around that energy of, you know, it can be overwhelming to a sensitive soul. I've always been more of a one-on-one, and I think this is why I resonate with being able to video it, because I can talk to you, and I'm not seeing you, but as if you're there. But essentially, if, you know, you look at me, if somebody just turned up, they'd be like, well, you're just talking to yourself. Yeah, well, I'm quite good at talking to myself, thanks. Get a better communication. Better connection with self. Divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others. Yes. To follow the Tao, the divine flow at all costs. Yes. I mean, look at Colin, what happened to him. He was then following the flow. He wasn't going to be tempted by those toxic masculines that tried to, you know, would ridicule Penelope. And that's a divine counterpart, because you like warriors together, warriors for truth, warriors for love, like real love, warriors for enlightenment, warriors for all souls, not just a select few, right? You actually care for all souls, because you know that they're all, you know, they're all somebody's mother at some point in time, correct? And that's the religion, eh? We're so much in the father, but the mother is so important to God. Whatever or you know, you can see God as father and mother role. He's co-creators. I am that I am. He's within you. And this is where religions get stuffed up, because they think that they've got to worship this exterior God and then start saying, oh, you're a sinner, you're a sinner, you're a sinner, you're a sinner, because you don't go to church and you don't do this and you don't do that. Really? You gotta be fucking deluded. Can you not see your fear that you're projecting all this projectile vomit to other people? Seriously? And you call me New Age? Yeah. I've had to learn a lot the last 4 years. Divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others to flow to the Tao. The divine flow at all costs. Now, those chakras look pretty alike in those colours, don't they? I can pretty much see all colours of the chakra in there. Actually, all these cards are pretty abundant. Receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Be Colin. Be brave, you masculines, to be Colin. Be Colin. Don't worry about what the outside world thinks about and will judge and condemn. You become a solid unit with your divine feminine. Who gives a fuck about those others? I can guarantee they'll have nothing to do with your life. And if you became into a loss, they'll be the first to probably try and see your downfall. That's how you know. Come off Facebook if it means it. Delete people off Facebook. You know, I think you have to go through something like a death, really, like me and my husband, to realise who really has your back. Who is genuinely there for your soul. Or are they just there to just sneer and judge? It's very low vibrational. Very low vibrational. And we can't be bothered with it. 31 minutes. Delusion. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So you can have an intention, but if you don't surrender it, it can be a fast path to delusion. Yeah, I think that's just, if you hold on to, even if you hold on to what the divine, you might be given signs of the divine flow, but it's just not ready yet, right? I've been guilty of delusion even on my twin flame journey, but not in a sense of, because people have free will, like every masculine. Colin had a free will choice to do what he pleased, right? He didn't have to, and he almost didn't. He almost drowned himself in sorrow. Thankfully, his mother, who's a good divine feminine, warned him that she was going to get proposed to, old Penelope, and it put the pressure on, right? And you divine masculines, if you are twin flames, don't go thinking that your twin is always going to be there. Like, don't tempt divine, because that again is a delusion. You can't take these things, you know. They've got to treat them with respect, and you have to take. And yes, they have mercy. They have mercy on you. They have grace in abundant measure. They know when you're coming from your heart, and they know when you've got a self-sabotaging behavior. They know what your behaviors are. They know, and they will work with you. But you've got to show willing too. You've got to take that leap of faith. If you want to stay in the cocoon, you're just going to be around all those others that are in, or, you know, if you want to stay a caterpillar, you're just going to be around caterpillars all your life. Your path, dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Illusions and delusions. Yeah. It's about taking courage. That's on the bottom of the deck. Courage. Go take courage. Go take heart. You men, be brave. You know, the thing is about beautiful, you know, even going to the gym and seeing men that, you know, are physically strong, you know, and all the rest of it. And I'm like, yeah, but there's masculines and there's masculines. I wonder how many in there would actually are like a true masculine, where they don't use their strength as a manipulation or an abusive tool. They use it to love, nurture, protect. And they embody the masculine and feminine polarities within them. They're the men that we want. And you know, you don't have to be physically strong. Yes, it's an outward thing, but you don't have to look physically strong to be attractive to feminines. Signs, instincts are the message from the inner divine. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. It's within you. Everything is within you. The flow, and then to trust. Allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Yes. And I'm actually quite calm, but I think these messages needed to get out because, you know, I personally can get annoyed with them. But it's not an annoyance. It's more just, I just feel like it needs to come out. You know, it's just some things just need to be said. And if I can light one heart and just make them ponder on these things, then I've done my job. Trust, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. Yeah. Divine knows how to handle you. They know how to handle the situation. They know how to bring about. So that, I mean, that's divine, like divine holding on to you, butterfly, but they know how to protect the butterfly, even if you're just like a learning butterfly. Like, you know, you might have to go and sit on a branch while it's raining, right? Everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. Yeah, so when things are out of control, it's letting go. I can safely let go. So my life went out of control when I lost my husband. And then it'll bring in companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. You know, I know even when masculine and feminines come together, it's okay to have time apart to heal, and it's okay to allow the masculines to go into their cave, but also for the feminine to go in the cave. And it may look like, you know, even if the feminine might depressed, but she's going through something. She's transforming something. She's transmuting something. Why does it have to be a negative thing? You know, we have to break this whole what it looks like on the outside. You know, if somebody's going through a hard day or they're just processing something, you know, it's not going to look pretty, is it? You know, allow them. You know, that's the greatest gift of a friendship. Don't go coming at them with so much advice that you're superior than them. That is so not right. You know, and that's how you get people's back up. And you're just like, oh, I can't be bothered being around that person because they just know everything. And they're always, you know, look, think about Job, even in the Bible, right? Think about Job and how his friends, oh, he must have done something, you know. He must have done something to deserve such catastrophe in his life. You know, that's so... No, it's not that. And are you God? Are you the universe? Do you understand past lives? Have you even looked into it? You know? That person still has a soul. And I don't care even if they're sorting out karma from a past life. I mean, it's all part of their soul's learning and their lessons, and that's the rich tapestry of life, isn't it? Because you've actually been every polarity under the sun. Think of that. You've been the narcissist in a past lifetime. Just saying. Something to consider. I'm not saying that it's true or not, and I'm not saying that, you know, that it is. But, you know, if you think you're shit, don't stink. We all go to the toilet, remember? Invite help. Yeah, invite help. But, you know your limits as well. I mean, you know, there's help and there's help. And, you know, if it leaves you, if you feel uplifted from a friend or somebody, you know, has felt genuine in soul, great, you know, like harness that more. But, you know, you have to be a bit careful, you know, I mean, certainly if you're empath or sensitive soul, you know, you've got to protect your own energy as much as anything. And I feel called to really protect my body because like I said, watch that Christina Lopes about the body. It'll be probably one of her recent, it's one of her recent videos, so it wouldn't take you long if you clicked on Christina Lopes, about the body and how important this body is. And of course, learning about the chakras, they're a real system within your body, and divine wants us to know about it. But religion will poo-poo it, right, and call it some weird thing that I don't even know, because of fear and mongering. Oh, what is she, a witch? Oh. Well, that's the sort of thing that those sort of people will cut and paste right from my video, so it make it look like you're weird. But I set energetic parameters with divine that they would protect me from all kind of nonsense, okay? But yeah, you know, you open yourself up to that when you put yourself into a public domain, right? But you know, if they really watch it, really listen to it and take it, and that's why I say sovereign souls. I'm going to start saying that from now on. Sovereign souls. It's not going to be beautiful souls, it's sovereign souls. Because sovereign souls are beautiful anyway, when they learn to stand in it and take accountability. Because there's nothing on my page that could, you know, that you could blame me for, right? You know where the door is. It's a revolving door. You're not trapped. You know, I saw a couple, you know, actually I see that I've increased a few subscribers, so thank you very much. And, you know, and if you got to 41 minutes, wow, blessings to you. Blessings to you, and thank you so much. Appreciate the fact that you resonate with me. But is that the be all and end all? No. You know, there's going to be some videos you resonate with, and other ones, you know, you just ponder, or you don't even want to watch the whole thing. It's all free will, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's all irrelevant. I mean, it's relevant, but you know, it's what's relevant for you. It's what helps you become the best version of you, not me, you. But this, it is also happening to me. Anyway, I don't know whether that's fear or what's coming up, but we're clearing something. Right, so we're going to end the session with taking 3 big deep breaths in and holding on to the light to ground this airy fairy energy. So breathing in, hold and release. Big deep breath in, hold in your heart chakra and your lungs, and release. You're just going to calm down the nervous system now. Big deep breath in. We're going to do 3 more. Big deep breath in. And release. Big deep breath in. And release. Big deep breath in. Wow. Thank you, Divine, Father, Mother, God. I just pray that those that are meant to see this video will see it. Please comment if you are a sovereign soul, so I know you're a sovereign soul. And if you don't want to comment, just like. There's more of you that view than likes. And there's more of you that view that aren't subscribed, and it could well be that you're just not in the capacity to subscribe, meaning you're not signed up. But, and I know the reasons being, you know, sovereign, and you know, it was challenging for me to step up, but I just thought, you know, on YouTube, you know, you got to read all the guff that goes with it, right? But it's just a case of giving you minimal details to add yourself to YouTube, and then to be able to like, you know, content that you like, to give energy back to those that you're watching. And I encourage that, and I encourage your participation, because, you know, we've exchanged an energy. It's $3.99, right? And I have not collected it to date. There's only 3 videos of free content, and I don't even know how it works. I haven't even been bothered to look. All I know is that I've been sharing from my heart, and I mean what I say, and I hopefully walk the talk. Because you know, I could just go cold turkey tomorrow if I wanted to. But you know, equally, yeah, if it is valuable, tell me what's valuable to you within my content, because I'd really appreciate that feedback. And you know, we're all brother and sister souls here, sovereign souls. So yes, sending you so much love. But this is my energy field, still protected by divine, as it always has been. I'm energetically shielding you with your aura at this time. And I pray the grounding of the masculines will unite with the airy fairy of the feminines to bring union and to ground heaven on earth as portals that they are and always will be. Sending you love. Here's to a good future. Bye.